And kitty to say, pop culture fun in every way. Music, TV, movies, oh so bright. Join us for a blast tonight. Sister and brother rocking the flow, sharing all the things you need to know. Kathy and Kenny always in the mix. Pop culture fun fix to fix. Pop culture kids podcast crew. Tune in and let the topics move. Kathy and Kenny make it fun. Pop culture talk for everyone. Sit for everyone. I brought some for everyone. Pop culture kids podcast crew. Tune in and let the topics move. Kathy and Kenny make it fun. Pop culture talk for everyone.
It's Saturday night
Time for your weekly dose of pop culture.
with Kathy and Kenny. Welcome to the show.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Oh, no one can hear me. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is time for another dose of pop culture with Pop Culture Kids. Kathy and Kenny coming to you from the north and the south. Me from North Carolina, Kenny from South Jersey. What is up, my brother?
Oh, nothing much.
All right.
It's just, I'm just tired today.
Okay.
But other than that, it's a good day. We celebrated Milo's birthday.
He's what, 5?
He's 5 now.
Okay, wow.
So we celebrated that today.
Mm-hmm.
And I had brunch with a friend. And I was up late last night shopping for today because I didn't get my grandson a birthday gift until today.
Okay.
Here you go. Until today. So there's a lot of running around. I performed at a place. I got in late Friday night because I performed Friday night up in Madeline, which was like an hour to get there, an hour to get home. So it's like I'm glad I'm off tomorrow because I'm sleeping.
Okay. Those are your Memorial Day plans. I plan.
My Memorial Day
to sleep.
plans is to not get out. Yeah, and I'm turning my phone off probably in the morning. Don't call me. Don't text me. I don't want to hear the beep beep. I don't want to hear that. If I play games with you, don't play tomorrow morning.
You're going incognito.
Yes, I'm going incognito tomorrow. Yes. Yes.
I don't know why I love that. Incognito. You're ready to go.
Incognito.
You can go incognito.
I was so busy yesterday
Mhm.
that I got a last minute invite by Ed
Mhm.
to meet up with him and Steve for dinner, and I couldn't go.
Oh no.
I was taking mom and dad out, and I had to take them somewhere, come back, and then by the time I wouldn't have made it, and I had to go get Milo a present, and I had to make it to the comic book store before 6 o'clock when they close.
Okay. So you had a busy.
Yeah. If I didn't make it yesterday
day.
before 6, I wouldn't be able to get my books until Wednesday or Thursday because that's when they open again.
Okay. So,
We can't have that.
You can't have that.
Can't have that. I need something to do tomorrow.
That's a jam-packed.
How was your
Saturday.
week?
It was good. Well, it was the last week of school, so it was crazy
Oh!
busy. Kids rolled out on Friday at noon. We had a half day, but I was there till just about 4 o'clock, just
Ooh.
doing some things, getting some things done. A couple of meetings I had to do, and it was just busy. It was just like, ugh, the year's over. Phew, we survived.
Yeah, yeah, relax a little bit.
Yeah, because before that, we had a promotion ceremony and I always call it promotion because you know what? If you're in kindergarten, if you're in fifth grade going to middle school or eighth grade going to high school, stop calling it a graduation, people. They're not graduating until they have that high school diploma. Okay, so promotion ceremony, but we did it at the high school, kind of like to get them ready to be warriors as opposed to being Mustangs, and I had to set up my sound system. Then the sound system went wonky. With big old gym at a high school, there's only one outlet. It was, what do you call it? What's the word I'm looking for? Shit show. Anyway, sorry, I keep hitting that sound.
That's how you know you in a country. You got a big auditorium and you only got one plug.
And you only got one outlet.
One outlet.
What
One
the-
outlet. The whole big auditorium, you got one outlet. Like
You got one outlet. That's when you in the country. Well, you know what?
But we
If you
got
have to
chick- but we
pass
got
cows
chickens
to
in the
get to
back.
work, if
Yeah,
you have to pass cows to get to work, you are in country. Anyway, but and actually, our
Is
school
this
isn't
live? Is this
considered
livestock out?
rural, huh?
I said this livestock for the kids to play with. You're in the country.
Okay. Oh, Ed is saying it was the last minute, so next time.
Yeah, next
Definitely.
time, go ahead.
You
Next
guys
time
will-
for sure. I would have
You guys
loved
will
that.
get together definitely next time. So yeah, all is good. And we were off last week. Apologies. I actually wound up attending this banquet, which I hadn't planned to attend, or might have adjusted the time. By the time I got in, it was like almost 7:45. I probably could have done it, but it would have just been too much. And I had my red dress on. I was all, decked out for it. Started at 5, but it by the time you eat, you have entertainment, singer
You
sings
too
a couple
you were too
songs.
glitzy to hang with us last week.
I was a little much. It was my little version of a Met Gala at the um NAACP Freedom Fund banquet. But actually, it's kind of cool being a part of the Statesville branch because it is, as far as North Carolina is concerned, one of the biggest and one of the oldest. So again, pretty cool, pretty neat event, and a pretty great speaker. So anyway, that's why we weren't here last week. And I know the show must go on, but you know what? We've missed a few, and not, the world didn't end. And we keep going, and the way we keep going is by bringing you this show where we pick a topic. This week we are saluting or giving flowers to Tom Hanks, but before we do that, let's go to pop culture news. All right, and pop culture news, and I don't know what order you want to do these in because I saw your thing
Yeah,
later and you added
yeah,
one, and I don't
right.
have that one on here, but I can easily
Yeah, we can add that in.
edit
We can do that
something.
last.
I can,
Let's do
yeah,
that last. It just came out today. But let's start with Michael J. Fox.
all right, Michael J.
Michael
Fox.
J. Fox is returning to TV in a guest spot for the third season of Apple TV's Shrinking.
Oh, have you watched Shrinking?
I've never seen Shrinking.
Well, again, if you
I've
don't
seen
like
clips.
Jason,
I
if
think
you
I
don't
do
like
want to see it.
Jason Segel, you might not like it.
I like Jason
I
Segel. I like Jason Segel.
I like Jason Segel. I love Harrison Ford. I I really enjoy Shrinking, and I think it's hysterical. I'm gonna have to keep my Apple TV subscription because between that, Ted Lasso, and Severance, I mean, they have me at hello because those
I
are
think I
probably.
got rid of my Apple TV because there's nothing on there I really like to
Well, you're
watch.
part of my Apple family, so I think you can access it. Like
I'll
I
see if
have
I
you
can.
as a part of like my family, so I think you have access to it.
I might. We'll see.
Okay, but I mean, it's
Um,
because yeah, even I think mommy and daddy should be able to get it on their TV
yeah.
too. Hey,
Hey,
cousin
Lisa, how you
Lisa in
doing?
the house. Oh wait, I don't have that. Oh yeah, I was like, wait, I don't have the comments coming up. What am I doing? I'm not living life right. Anyway, so yeah, Michael J. Fox on Shrinking. That should be good. That's
Yeah.
a good show, and you should check it out. There's about 2 seasons now of it, so it's worth a
Speaking of
binge.
Michael J. Fox, that's our next week's show. We're talking about Family Ties.
Okay, all right.
And next on, here's a news item you would like. Kelly Kadish
I
is
don't even know who that
returning.
is.
Is returned as Amanda Rollins in L.A. Law and Order SVU.
Oh, okay. You know what? I haven't watched
The
SVU in
blonde.
so long.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. It's been a minute, and I honestly, and I don't know if I'm the only one, but I watch so many different streaming services. I do have cable now. I have like Spectrum, which I'm not quite used to. And the only thing I really liked about having Spectrum is I got to watch the Mad About You reboot because I was a big Mad About You fan. But I find myself watching like shows that I missed the first time around. So I've been in this whole Young Sheldon, Big Bang Theory thing that and
Love
Modern
the Big Bang
Family. I've
Theory.
been watching those shows which I didn't watch the first time around. So network shows I don't even watch half the time.
I tried to watch Modern Family. Didn't do much for me.
Okay. I you know what? The stereotypes are kind of strong and sometimes I find them offensive. But I don't know. There's something about watching some of those episodes, and it ran for like 10 or 11 years, and watching the kids actually grow up. And I just, again, I always worry about TV kids, but these kids seem like they, I haven't heard like big headlines with them. I think one of the kids, their parents had some like drama, and they had to be emancipated from their parents. But hopefully they will survive Hollywood. But we'll talk about Hollywood in a minute because that's one of the stories too.
Okay, Now I want no one to talk about my pork and beans and tuna fish because Utz released lemonade potato chips.
But you know what? You might have to quantify if anybody is listening live or listening on the replay, they won't know what Utz is because Utz is it's a Philly thing. It's like
Really?
cheesesteaks and soft pretzels. Yeah, you don't find that down here. Maybe every once
Really?
in a while you might find them in the dollar store, but it's not a big brand down here.
I thought it was. I thought it was
No,
nationwide.
I think they are nationwide, but I don't know. I don't know whether they are as big as it's almost like if you talk mayonnaise to people down here, they're all about the Dukes. And I'm like, what? Isn't that the basketball team? They don't know nothing about Hellman's and when I mean you can buy it in the stores, you can get Hellman's, but yeah, they're brand loyal to stuff that's from here, stuff like Pepsi and Texas Pete, and they have their brands. They're going to Krispy Kreme. They're going to stick to them. So Utz it might be a little too Philly for them. But what's the story about Utz? Because this just sounds
They have a new
nasty.
potato chip in this lemonade flavored potato chip.
Why?
I
Well, don't
don't
they have a pickle
know.
flavor potato chip?
I don't. I can understand
A
the pickle
pickle
flavor
flavor,
potato chip.
I could probably
I can
rock with that.
understand that. I can understand the pickle flavor potato chip.
I'm
A
not.
lemonade flavor?
I'm not even crazy about flavored potato. Like I'll eat barbecue in a pinch, but I got some barbecue chips, little bags of chips that have been in my cabinet probably for 2 years since mommy and daddy left because I
Are they
just don't like
open?
barbecue. No,
Have they
no,
been open? Okay,
no.
I'm gonna eat those when I come down next month.
They're probably stale. They're like,
No, if the bag is closed, I asked why they open. If the bag is closed, they're probably still good.
okay, but I don't.
There's enough preservatives in there to keep them fresh until you open the bag.
Yeah, I'm not a big potato barbecue potato. Now sour cream and onion or like a cheddar cheese flavor on a potato chip, I can rock with
Oh
that.
yeah.
But
Oh yeah.
lemonade, although you know what? It might not be bad because there is something about salt and sweet that is
Nothing sounds good about lemonade flavored potato chips.
there's
I'm
something
sorry.
about salt and sweet that's so good. You know what? Chicago style popcorn. I think it's called Chicago style popcorn, which is like cheese popcorn mixed with caramel popcorn. That is the bomb diggity. There's
I
something
can see
about
that
this
being good. I can see that being good.
sweet and salty that I don't know. If I ever see any lemonade, and you know what, lemonade Utz would be something I probably would see at the Dollar Tree.
Yeah,
Yes.
probably so.
When they
Next on
don't
the
sell,
news,
the excess will be at the Dollar Tree.
next on the news, we have Jason Biggs says that he would definitely do an American Pie 5.
Hmm.
They've already done American Pie 2, and then they did 3 was the wedding, and then 4 was the reunion.
Hmm.
And I think if I would be there for the American Pie 5 to see them all growing up older and whatnot, the kids a little older, and this I would be there for that. Because I liked all the American Pies. Like there's so like American Pies aren't all knee slapping funny, but in each American Pie there's one moment that just kills me every time. Like the one where they put the first one where they put the laxative in his stuff, and the guy didn't want to go to the bathroom in school, and he had to go, and they made him go to the ladies' room, and he was just like he's trying to hold it in, and he's like, oh no, and everything. Yeah, that's funny.
I think
And
I
and the
watched the
one,
first one, and I know it was kind of like the 2000s answer to Porky's, but it just was too much for me. Oh, from our last story, Lisa is saying the Utz lemonade chips cost $2.50 at Walmart. I hope that's not that better be a big bag. It
no,
probably
that's medium size bag.
that's a regular
That's probably
size.
not even
That's probably not even a 12-ounce
that's
bag.
regular size. That's not even the family size.
Oh goodness,
Probably not family size. Not for 250. It's probably not
I
family
don't know
size.
whether I'm going to be trying them though. I need the little small dollar quarter bag. I'm
Yeah,
going to check.
wow.
I'm going to see if they have it at. Oh, you know what? They'll be closed tomorrow because of the holiday. I was like, I might go to Dollar Tree specifically to look for those because I have seen Utz.
Our Dollar Tree here is going to be open tomorrow.
Okay, then maybe I'll go over to the Dollar Tree see if I can find some
You know what?
Utz.
I've been going to Dollar Tree a lot lately. You know why?
Why?
Because I'm on a Swedish fish kick.
Swedish fish? Ugh, it's
Yes.
like I don't know. That gets in my teeth. I went to the dentist this
Swedish
week. I'm
fish.
not messing with my teeth. And you know what they
Oh,
told me? They told me I had to floss, and I'm like, "Ugh."
get a
It's something
flosser.
I know you have to do, but I'm
Get
just
a flosser.
ugh,
Get a water flosser.
a
I got
water
one.
floss. Okay,
Yeah, get a
maybe.
water. I got a water flosser, but instead of putting water in it, I put mouthwash in the water flosser. So I'll floss with the mouth. Great. It's great.
Okay, I will.
Next on the news,
I will
we're
consider
gonna
it.
get a water flosser. You'll love it. It's great.
All right. All right.
Next on the news, we're in week 2 of the Diddy trial.
Oh my
Actually,
God.
we're in week 3 of the Diddy
I have
trial.
been consumed with the Diddy trial. I don't know why.
Really?
I have gone down the YouTube rabbit hole in the Diddy trial. The only problem is people are posting stuff that I'm like, that didn't happen. Ashton
Yeah.
Kutcher didn't testify. Why? So they're making up like AI junk. So I don't know what's real and what's
Yeah.
fake and
Because
what's
my buddy sent me one about an AI one about Prince
yeah.
and the
And
Diddy
it,
thing.
talking
And I'm
about
like, yeah,
like
that's not them.
Diddy was behind Prince's death and Diddy has something to do with Brittany Murphy's. I'm like, okay, you know what? The internet is not good for me. I'm like that episode of X Files where
Josh Johnson
Scully
has a
tells
joke.
Mulder the internet's not good for you. The internet's not good for you, Mulder.
Yeah.
But
Josh Johnson has a joke. I think he's hilarious. I would love to see him in live. But Josh Johnson has a joke. He goes, because he's always talking about Diddy and stuff, and he's like, at the trial, like anything Diddy did, I believe it. Like if he said Diddy did stuff, like he's done so much stuff that you can add anything on there, and I believe it.
Diddy did
Like
it. Well, some of the
Diddy
stuff
did
that
it.
has come out that I think there is one woman who does she kind of reads the transcripts and different things. So that, I've been going by that. So far people like, Cassie Ventura, of course,
Yeah.
testified for a couple days and that was reported. And I think that her mother testified, a former assistant testified, but he didn't testify until, because he was originally going to just take the fifth, but I think they gave him some kind of immunity deal so that he could tell, because he was the guy who was like, prepping the rooms and cleaning up afterwards. So, he had the greasy gloves with all the baby oil all over it. So That was like his job. But I guess he reached a point where he's like, "Oh, I'm out." And then Kid Cudi testified because
Yeah.
evidently the rumor or the scuttlebutt is that Diddy blew up his car, put a firebomb in his car. But
Yeah.
again, did he do it? Did he? I don't
Did
know.
he?
Did he?
That's another joke that Josh Johnson was joking about because he's like,
I think well,
who?
Jamie
He's like,
Foxx made that joke too because he was saying people were saying, I was poisoned and that Puff did it, and then he goes, "Did he?" And everybody just started cracking up and like, ooh,
Josh Johnson was saying like, who blows up a car? Like outside of Diddy and the mob, who would blow up a car?
well, that's
Like,
the charges he's being hit with are these RICO charges that usually they use for mobsters, but again, as far as him doing something, he probably didn't do anything. But if
he
he
paid
had,
somebody,
if
but
he
yeah, he was
coordinated people to do his dirty work, and then like again,
he did run up in Kid Cudi's house though.
huh?
He was at Kid Cudi's house. He did run up in Kid Cudi's house.
But then Kid Cudi was saying something about that he was in his house and his dog was like locked in the bathroom, and afterwards the
Yeah,
dog
he
had
locked
been
the dog.
traumatized. So
Yeah,
I'm
he
like,
locked the dog in the bathroom.
what did he do to the damn dog?
What the dog? Did he?
Did he? Did he?
Did he?
And I'm sorry. I was never a fan of his. I don't know. There was something that felt sus about him because it seems
Take
like
that.
he
Take
was
that.
huh?
Take that. Take that. That's what he
What?
says all the time.
It just seems sus because it seems like he was the producer, he was the behind the scenes person, but then all of a sudden when Notorious B.I.G. died, all of a sudden now he's a performer, a recording artist, and that he has this big song as his tribute song or whatever. And I don't know, it just never sat right with me. But
It did feel kind of.
Albie Shore testified, I believe. I think that wasn't just internet trolling. I think he testified, didn't he?
Wow, I'll be sure.
And evidently because Albie Shore was, I don't think they were married, but he was in a relationship with Kim Porter because they have a child together. And
Yeah.
Kim Porter was married, I think, to Diddy and the mother of his kids. And evidently her death has some mysterious
Yeah.
circumstances around it.
I'll be sure. Get on the stand and go. You're in court. You're all on your own, boy. You're court. You're all on your own. You're in court.
That,
You're all on
you know
your
what?
own,
That
boy.
pregnant pause, that was a long way to go for that joke.
I was
I'm
laughing
just
at I was
saying.
coming up with it. Next on the news.
But before we leave the trial, what do you think? Do you think he is guilty? Do you think he is being wrongfully accused?
I'm with you.
Is it a black man
I
can't
think
have but so much power, or what? What do you think?
like no. Okay. Here's you go. There's some people who are getting accused of things that I'm not going to say they're after the man because he's black. Because I remember before this trial happened, there was a lot of people who would say things about dealing with Diddy and there were a lot of artists that were saying, having shady dealings when they dealt with Diddy. New Edition was one of them. Because New Edition signed with him at one point, and he kind of did them wrong. He did that whole TV show, and he had the band that put out one hit, and you never heard from them all again.
They didn't sign the NDA.
Yeah, and the thing about it is that there are people who are like, that you've noticed there's certain artists that won't do business with Diddy.
But then there are people who are showing up at those, freak offs and they say they're on tape doing stuffs.
And there's artists and actors and people in the industry that say that, I was at a Diddy party, but I left around 9 or 10 o'clock because I know not to stay past 10 at a Diddy party.
So
no, Denzel Washington said it.
Everybody left the Diddy party early. I'm
No,
sorry.
some people
I'm having trouble with that.
Denzel Washington said he left early. It was another actor or somebody who said they left early too. And you kind of, from the people you see, you kind of, I think it was Terrence Howard who said that I was there. I left early, and it's kind of it's dudes that you would see not dealing with that type of thing and leaving early.
Yeah, I
It's
left
people that
early
you
to
would
the
actually
Diddy
say, yeah,
party. But then there are people who are kind of quiet, ain't heard nothing about it, and who, evidently rolled pretty tightly with Diddy. Evidently,
yeah.
folks like T.D. Jakes and Ashton
I
Kutcher.
want to. I'm very
There
curious.
was one online conspiracy saying that like Brittany Murphy, who the actress, that her death was so mysterious, and who did it?
Yeah.
Did he? I don't know.
Well, I mean, I want to see because there was some speculation that when this whole thing came out and Diddy got arrested, the one of the speculations was that the reason Jennifer Lopez, because it happened last year, and Ben Affleck broke up was because that's when Diddy got arrested and she knew some stuff. And I think Ben probably saw some video and said,
Oh, I'm out. Ooh, he couldn't handle the freak off. He's like, oh no, no, no. Well, there's a whole thing with the shooting back in, oh
yeah.
gosh, I don't know, back in the 90s that she was involved in, and
I wonder when they get Shine to
evidently,
testify.
you wonder who?
Shine. He was the guy, he was the rapper who took the fall for that whole thing.
Right, because he did
I
jail
wonder if they
time, I
get him
think,
to
for that.
testify. Yeah, he did jail time.
Yeah, so
I wonder if they
I
get him to testify.
I don't
'Cause
know.
he's
I
out now.
think it's kind of like tip of the iceberg kind of thing, and more people might be coming forward, and more names might be thrown out there, and evidently, there was this whole, they're painting a picture like there's this whole like not just the entertainment industry, but business and government and politicians, like, there's a whole mess of mess
I've even seen some
that's
things where they've linked it to the fact that he likes to go to Trump towers. She likes to go to Trump hotels.
yeah, there's gonna be a whole lot of messy mess, I think, coming out, and I'm gonna feel badly when if there, and maybe that's the whole thing. Lisa, I'm sorry, I gotta put this up because this cracks me up. When Diddy wants to party, you just got to tell him no. That's what Cat Williams would be saying.
Yeah.
When Diddy want to party, you just got
You
to
just
tell
got to, you got
him
to tell him
no.
no.
That's true. That's true. Oh, and Lisa was saying that I guess Kim Porter wasn't married to either one of them, Albie Shore or Diddy.
Yes, tech troublemaker. Lemonade chips.
Lemonade chips. Oh yes.
Lemonade chips.
Utz. And again, I don't know if they get them down your way, because Utz is it's in Lancaster. It's a Pennsylvania based brand, but I think they are national. But they're coming out. We're coming out with the
I like the
lemonade
salt.
chips.
I like the no salt nuts. All right, so we're running out of time here. Let's move on
Okay, I'm sorry.
to our next story.
Well, you put that Diddy trial in there, and that just opens a big old can of worms. Because
I
I'm
know.
like,
I know.
oh,
We'll
all
talk
the
about it
Diddy
again
news.
next
You
week.
can talk
We'll
about
talk about a little bit again next week. Yeah.
Diddy. That could be a whole show. Anyway.
Yeah, that could be a whole
All right.
show. Next we talk
Norm. You know what?
Norm.
Here's
George
what's
Wendt.
bad. I'm sorry. You can get to the thing in a minute, but it's bad when I'm so cut off from the news that I get it through social media, and the only reason I saw it is because you tagged me on a post, which is my favorite quote from when Norm walks in the bar, where he goes, it's a dog eat
It's a
dog
doggy
world.
dog world, Sammy, and I'm wearing the milk bone underwear.
Yes, that's one of my favorites. But
That one,
then
and my
you
other favorite Norm entrance is when Frazier and Lilith had the baby in the bar, and Lilith is arguing with Frazier about having the baby in the bar, and he's like, he's not going to learn any English, he's not going to learn any good English, any words, and then Norm walks in, what's up, everybody? And the only one turns around is the baby goes, Norm! And everybody's looking like,
talking baby.
like the baby doesn't know any words, the baby doesn't know how to talk.
But the
Well, you
baby
can say
knows.
Norm.
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 Oh, he was one of the
That
best
baby's
parts
been in
of
the bar
Cheers.
way too much.
But George Wendt, who passed away at 76.
76.
This week.
76. And one of his favorite sketches on Saturday Night Live was The Bears.
The Bears.
The
Oh, yeah.
Bears. He was in that. He also did a small part in the movie, very famous movie, A Christmas Story.
He was in A Christmas Story?
He was in The Christmas Story. Remember the scene where the father got the lamp?
Yeah.
And the father was looking at the lamp and he was trying to tell his wife to say, and people walking by, and he's like, I won that in a contest. George Wendt was the guy that walked up on him and goes, hey, what you doing there? He's like, I won it in a contest. George Wendt, hey, you won it in a contest. That was George Wendt.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
The more you know.
Look, I do the research. That's my job.
Okay. Hey.
That's my job.
All right. Let's move
And
on.
next, and we're gonna tag on one more thing. Hillary Duff.
I pulled up the wrong. That's when you don't check your overlays, and you know what? You added that right before we went live, so
Yeah,
I
right
had
before
to.
we went out. It just happened today. I just saw this today. Mickey Dolenz from the Monkees passed away at 80.
Oh wow!
He was one of my favorite Monkees, I'll be honest with you.
And you know what?
Because he sang most of the songs.
I was gonna say he sang most of the leads on all the songs that you love.
Yeah.
Pleasant Valley
It
Sunday.
wasn't David Jones. It wasn't David Jones. It was Mickey.
I mean, well, Davy Jones had, like Daydream Believer, but like Pleasant Valley Sunday, Last Train to Clarksville.
Yeah, that's Mickey Dolenz.
Mickey Dolenz, he was awesome.
And he did one of my favorite ones I love. They have a song called Going Down.
Oh yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm. Was it? I think that was in the movie they made. Head, like kind of
going down, boom, 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 boom. Going
take off
down,
of the
boom, boom,
Beatles.
boom, boom.
Well, their whole existence was kind of like to capitalize on the famous celebrity of the Beatles. But I have to tell you, like, you know, growing up in the early 70s, you know, again, that was a part of like the after
Channel 48.
Channel 48. That was a part of the after schools, you know. You watch things like the Brady Bunch, you watched old Bewitched, you watched Flintstone cartoons as well as
The Monkees.
the Monkees.
Hey, with the
Monkees.
Monkees. You know who tried to do something like the Monkees?
What?
And as soon as I saw it, I was like, yeah, they're trying to be like the Monkees, and I'm not liking it too much. The what are those brothers' name that perform together and on Disney and everything? The brother performers.
Jonas Brothers?
The Jonas Brothers. They had a TV show that was kind of like the Monkees.
Oh, okay.
They end up singing at the end and stuff like that, doing
Oh,
a
okay.
song and chasing other people around. I'm like, this is the Monkees.
Every generation needs their every generation is going to have like their teen idols, their Jackson 5, Osmonds, and then you went to the 80s with New Edition, and but
in this generation, in this loving time. That was a Monkey song at the end of the show.
Oh yeah, it was. I mean, I vibed on the Monkees. Oh, you know what other show was part of the afternoon thing? Like Batman. Oh,
Yep.
oh, God. You know, I
Batman.
don't know whether kids even have like good stuff to watch when they come home on.
No, they don't even have Saturday morning cartoons.
I know.
I don't know. They don't have Saturday morning cartoons.
You know what? It would be a better world if we bring back the Saturday morning cartoons. Hey, Kay, before we get to the list, let me just say thank you to all you folks who are watching. If you're viewing us on YouTube, be sure to hit that thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. It's Pop Culture Kids. I know we also stream on Facebook as well as on my channel. But again, Pop Culture Kids, we're just cracking open that 100 subscriber mark. So again, the more you know. And we're working on a Substack channel, so we're gonna get a presence over there as well. But we thank you for hanging out with us. You can always check us out on Who's Got Next Radio for those of you who get that in your market in South Jersey, in the Atlanta area, and I believe also in Chicago. We're on Tuesday nights. And you can always check us out at kathyandkenny.com. That is our little space on the interwebs place. So kathyandkenny.com. All right. I don't know why there's a lag with my stream deck. And again, these are live stream problems. Live stream happens, but I'm clicking the button and then it's kind of like, just, we're going to sit here. Like if I click my comments button, oh, now that snaps too real quick. I don't know what's going on. But every time I go back to the main, yeah, see, I click it and then it doesn't go back. I don't know. There's a delay. Okay. I only watch on YouTube. Thank you, Roy, Tech Troublemaker. And we have to connect too because he was going to have me on for an interview. I don't know if he has space. Maybe we both can do it. But just to talk about the content creation process. And I, I know we got to get to our topic tonight, and we will. I swear we will. But, and Kenny, you know what? I looked at your list again this afternoon, and you had some glaring omissions. So I had to add like 2 or 3 movies. So you'll bear with me when I, yeah, yes.
We only got an hour.
Okay.
I'm just,
You know what? That's what the next merch is going to say. We only have an hour. All right. I'll bear that in mind. All right. So
I
tonight
don't see anything you added. What you added?
I added it under, I think at the end, and then I added it.
Maybe I had the wrong. Maybe I don't have an updated list or something.
Oh no, a tech troublemaker is saying that Mickey Dolenz is still alive, and that he did a interview talking about all his bandmates being gone. But I think this news
No,
just
he
dropped
passed. No,
today.
he passed. Yeah, he passed away today.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure he did.
Okay.
My mom was
Don't
always
tell
telling
me.
me how I'm killing off people.
I was going to say, don't tell me you're killing off somebody again. Let me. Let me go to my IMDb because usually they will have something posted and let you know uh, who's here and who's not. So I don't know. They seem to get news pretty quickly. Yeah, it says no, he's still alive according to this. Oh, but why does it say was born? I don't know.
Yeah, I think the story I saw said he passed away today.
Okay. All right, we're killing people off before their time.
Where's Ed when you need him?
I don't see it on IMDb, and that's usually my go-to source. Like usually they're
I'm gonna
pretty
go
up
to
to date.
Wikipedia.
See, you're giving me some bad info. We're giving the people bad information, Kenny.
He's
Bad
80. I heard
information.
he passed away at 80. I'm
80
sorry,
years
ladies
old.
and gentlemen. Mickey Dolenz is still alive.
See what happens when you go add news at the last minute? Oh my God, he is alive. Yes. All right. Gosh, Kenny, killing off, killing off folks. All right. So tonight we're talking Tom Hanks. And see, all right. So Lisa's favorites are Big, Forrest Gump, and Castaway, because you didn't have that on the list. I'm just saying. That's all I'm saying.
I know. I've seen Castaway, and that's like 2 hours I'll never get back.
You didn't like Castaway? I thought that was
No.
I would put that in the top 5 for Tom Hanks movies.
No, I would not put that in the top of anything.
Okay, did you want to start with TV, or I didn't know where you wanted to start?
You know what? Let's start with TV.
Okay.
Because we all met. Most of us met Tom Hanks and Bosom Buddies, which would not be aired today. It's very PC incorrect. It's not very PC at all. 2 guys can't find a place to live, so they go and they dress as women so they can live in a dorm with a bunch of women. And one girl does know that they're guys, but the rest of the girls haven't put on that they have an Adam's apple. And as you see the way they dress, they wear stuff around their neck and this, that, and the other, and they never look. They always look like made up. and nobody has caught on that these are really dudes.
I never watched
And
this
Billy Joel,
sitcom.
I did. I watched a few episodes. Billy Joel did the theme song with "I don't care what you say anymore. It's my life. I can dress like a woman and find somewhere to live." It's just, you know.
That
So
was not the
then,
theme song, but okay.
well, it was Billy Joel, "My Life."
It was Billy Joel's
Uh,
My Life, but not with the
yeah, it was. Yeah,
what
and that
not
didn't
with the
change it.
Weird Al lyrics that you're throwing down.
Yeah, no, it didn't. And I'm talking about memorable times you saw Tom Hanks on TV. And one of the memorable times I can think of is during Family Ties, we played Uncle Ned. And I still use the phrase that he used in that at the end as the police were taking him away in the first episode he was in, where he gets moved away. And throughout the whole episode, Mallory is trying to come up with a math problem. She's having trouble with the math because, as we all know from watching Family Ties, and we'll talk about it next week, Mallory was the sharpest tool in the shed out of the group of kids. And he went to her before they took him away and goes, "Mallory, when in doubt, X equals 8." I think she was having trouble with algebra. And I still use that phrase when I can't figure something out, or when something that, when in doubt, X equals 8. And I just do whatever
Oh,
to
my
get me
favorite
through
is
it.
the math T-shirt. The math T-shirt that says that has an equation and a picture of a graph, and it says find X, and then there's like a little arrow pointing to the X, and it says here. Okay, math jokes. I'm sorry, we're
Yeah,
bad.
yeah, yeah.
It's like
And then the next time you saw him in 1982, he did an episode of Happy Days where he played a sensei who had a problem with Fonzie. I guess Fonzie bullied them when they were kids, and he learned karate to come back and fight Fonzie. And of course, he tried to fight Fonzie, and Fonzie snapped his fingers and won the fight or whatever. Or I
because
don't
he
know.
was the Fonz.
He was the Fonz.
Hey.
Fonz. Hey, we need to do a Happy Days show.
Oh God, it's been so long. I don't even know if you can find it on TV anymore. I haven't
Yeah,
seen.
Happy Days on TV.
You remember when Nick at Night used to show all those like 70s sitcoms like
Yeah.
Mary Tyler
Now
Moore
they show
Show and
80s
stuff?
and 90s ones. Now they show
Yeah, now
90s
they
ones.
well now they're up to the
Or
2000s because they're showing
yeah,
like
yeah.
Big Bang
Friends and
Theory
yeah.
and what's the other one? Modern Family and Friends.
Yeah.
And now they're
That's how
90s and
that's
2000s.
how you know you're old.
Wow. I need to find a channel that's showing like old Bob Newhart's, like the Bob Newhart show, the one where he was like a psychiatrist. Those were
It's
hysterical.
probably on Prime.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Because I see a lot of old 80s cartoons on Prime.
Prime. All right, I got to dig into my Prime.
So
All
let's
right,
take
so
it
what
to the
movie?
movies of Tom
Okay,
Hanks.
let's get into Tom Hanks movies. I'm not sure what
Now,
order you're going in, so bear
okay,
with me.
so I'm gonna start from the bottom and go up. But I'm going to let everyone know that this list is a list that I made. So your opinions about Tom Hanks' greatest movies might be different from mine. Your
Are
opinion
these
is
the
wrong.
greatest, or are these ranked, or are you just
These are the best Tom Hanks movies in my eyes.
okay? All right. Just so everybody's
So
clear.
let's just put it on the list. We're gonna go Castaway first.
Okay. Cause I put it on the list.
Yeah, because it was a very boring movie to me.
Oh, now I thought it was okay. Here's the thing, and this was from 2000, and because people are always singing the praises of like Christian Bale because he transforms for his roles or whatever, but you had to give Tom Hanks some credit for for the transformation. Like he actually grew out the beard, lost the weight or whatever. I'm sure they did some of it like with some film magic or whatever. But I thought when you think about this whole movie of just this one character and his whole like just mental survival in these conditions and I don't know. I thought it was one of his best performances. I really did. And I know you feel like it's 2 hours of your life you're not getting back, but again, I thought for 2 hours of just this one character, so you didn't have a lot of dialogue, you didn't have a lot of scenes, but to me it seems like it moved, it told a story. You were inside of a little bit of his, like, mental state at times and at points. And meanwhile, the one thing that kept him going was the love of this woman, was Kelly or whatever. And but then, when he finally is rescued and winds up, seeing her, she has moved on with her life, and now he's got to put the pieces back together. I don't know. I thought it was a good movie, so
Yeah.
I'm ranking
Well,
it in my top 5.
yeah, I'm not. It's not.
I know, 2 hours of your life you're not getting back. Okay, I hear you. I hear you.
Next, now I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna give you a movie now that he really should get credit for,
Hmm.
and that's Polar Express.
Okay.
Polar Express is the animated movie, but Tom Hanks did about 5 voices. He did the hero boy. He was the hero boy's father. He was the conductor. He was the hobo. He was Ebenezer Scrooge's puppet, and he was Santa. So he did like 6 roles in this movie, and the different voices that he did for Polar Express. And this is still a staple for a lot of kids during Christmas time to watch the Polar Express. So he created a classic with the Polar Express. Because when we went to New York on Christmas time, we took the girls to New York. What they had? They had a Polar Express ride.
Yeah.
There you go.
We went on the Polar
We sat in
Express
the movie,
ride where
yep.
we sat in the movie, and they had like a sensory experience where when it was snowing, you felt the snow come down when you were in your seats, and you felt like wind blowing and different sensations from the movie you actually felt. It wasn't the whole
Which
Polar
I
Express
was
movie, but it was just like a taste. But for me,
yeah,
it was
yeah.
just like, oh, I get to sit down for a couple of minutes.
I was kind of skeptical about the whole experience of getting the snow and the rain like splashed on you because it was central. The theater was in Central Park, so it could have been a hobo that they got paid a dime to spit on me. I don't know. I don't know.
But Polar Express,
Next week,
that is a good call. Okay,
there's
what's
some of these
next?
movies I haven't seen, but I've heard good things about, so I'm putting them on a list because I know they're
So,
classics. But
so
next
and
we're
then
gonna
you
go
don't put
with
a movie like Castaway, which was a standout performance in my opinion, on the list, but you'll put things that okay. Anyway, go ahead. I'm
because
sorry.
I've seen Castaway, and that's why I didn't put
Sure,
it on the list.
fine, whatever. I'm
So
gonna
next we
Scully
have
you right
Saving
now.
Private
I am gonna be
Ryan.
Scully to your Mulder. Sure,
Okay.
fine, whatever.
Next we have Saving Private Ryan, which I see bits and pieces. I've never seen the whole movie of Saving Private Ryan. It's a good movie that I've heard about it being a good movie, and I wanted to watch it yesterday, but I was way too busy. And I was going to watch it this morning, but I was way too busy.
Oh God, I think I did see it when it originally came out, but you know what? War movies, I don't know. I
I
gotta
like a
take
good
them.
war movie.
I
I
gotta
like a
take
good
them
war movie.
in small doses. I actually did enjoy the one war movie that Spike Lee made, The Miracle at St. Anna, until
I
we
never
got
seen
the
that one either.
until we
I heard
got
that
the
was
dolly
good.
shot. I was with him. I enjoyed that whole movie, but then he puts that
How
damn
do you?
dolly shot in there. And you lose me, Spike, every single time. Every single time, dude.
How do you? Not okay. You
I'm
and this
just
dolly shot. I want to get through one show without the dolly shot. Okay.
I'm sorry. I can't I got all right. You know what?
Next,
If I can get a
what?
Spike Lee movie without a dolly shot, I will admit that Die Hard is a Christmas movie.
Okay. All right.
I'm
Next, we
sorry.
have the Green Mile.
Oh, can I just say?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. Now, the movie I thought was okay. But you know what I actually loved more than the movie? Because I had never really read Stephen King, but this book came out like as a series, like almost as like, you know how you enjoy comic books because every month or whenever, I don't know how often they come out, but it's the telling of the same story, like the story continues
Yeah.
on, and that's
What
part of,
comes
to
out?
me, like the serialness of it.
Once a month.
Well, The Green Mile was released as these novelettes, I guess you would say. They were about I don't know, 150 to 200 pages or so, books, and it was over a series of about 6 of them. And actually, when you're riding the trains in New York, the subway trains, you need a good book because you need to be of another mind so nobody, messes with you. And I got hooked on this series. And in fact, actually, that was the second thing I read from Stephen King, because the first thing I tried to read by Stephen King was The Stand, which that thing was like a ridiculously long book. But in any case, I was looking so forward to this movie because I had invested so much in the books. But again, as always, the uh, books are always better than the movie, in my opinion. In my humble
Yes,
opinion.
yes, and I will tell you too that on the Green Mile, the actor who passed away,
Michael Duncan Clark.
Michael Duncan Clark
Mhm.
did a phenomenal job in the Green Mile.
Oh, he was great in the
He
Green Mile.
really showed. He really showed he wasn't just this big black guy that's coming in and intimidate people in movies. Like he was, like he really showed his acting chops in that one. Next we have another one I haven't seen, and you told me this was good, and I've heard a lot of good things about it. Philadelphia.
Philadelphia. It was now, and
I mean,
again,
you
I
got
think,
Tom Hanks and you got
and you got Denzel.
Denzel Washington. I mean, come on. Like, how can
It
you not
wasn't
be
my
good?
favorite of either of their movies. I thought it was a good performance. I thought I appreciated the message because at the time I don't think a clear enough picture was being painted for the public of what people were dealing with the AIDS crisis. And for two big major stars to kind of bring that to the forefront, I thought it was important. So I think it was more of an important movie than one that I would like watch and rewatch. So, but
Yeah.
yeah, Philadelphia. And again, it's got a good title because hell, that's my hometown. Anyway,
Now, next we have one that people probably think should be at the top of the list because it's one of the most popular Tom Hanks movies, but I didn't want to put it at the top of the list. Forrest Gump.
how could you not have that at the top? Just
Because the ones I have before Forrest Gump, I think are better than Forrest Gump.
okay. I would, and I told you the story last time we were on that I walked out of Forrest Gump, but that was only because I had a an appointment with my therapist, and it was close to the end. It was when Jenny left. I had to leave the theater because I was like, oh, I'm gonna
That's
miss
the end.
my therapy
Yeah, that's
appointment because hey, I'm paying this woman a ridiculous amount of money, and I ain't got no money. So I went to therapy and I missed the end. But it's one of those movies that's become so iconic that it's been on like a bajillion times. I've probably seen it a bajillion times. And when I first saw it, I don't know, there was one scene that kind of put me off. Do you know what it was, or can you guess what it might have been?
Um, when Bubba was talking about shrimp.
No, but it is Bubba related. When he was actually talking about Bubba's ancestors and how, you know, they had to like I guess wait on white people, but when Bubba Gump Shrimp took off and he had the money and he wound up giving the portion to Bubba's family, and now the mother was being served by white maids or whatever. I don't know. It felt like it was like this forced diversity moment or something. It always just struck me odd. I don't.
To me, that scene is like akin to that plantation that burned down there last week, and they
Mhm.
got the memes around with the plantation burning, and in the front of it, you see like pictures of Martin Luther King and like Harriet Tubman like smiling. Like
Mhm.
it's,
Yeah, it's.
I was okay with that scene.
Oh, see,
I was okay with it.
I, I wasn't, and again, and I don't know. It just felt forced and
It didn't feel forced to me. It felt natural for it. And you gotta think, this movie was done in the 90s. And um this story kind of took place in like the 70s or 80s. And I was okay with the whole, because he was talking about the past. So
Right.
I was kind of
No,
okay
I
with the
get
whole
it.
thing.
And I understood it, but it was just what they were trying to do. It was like, don't hit me over the head with it. Just, I don't know. It seemed patronizing, and I just
I
felt
mean,
like,
I mean, there was a lot of, in that case. Then there was a lot of forced moments in there, like
hmm
Colonel Dan coming back to Lieutenant Dan. Was it Lieutenant Dan
Lieutenant
coming
Dan.
back? Him meeting Lieutenant Dan and him not having any legs and getting prostitutes, and this guy, this veteran, getting prostitutes and everything and being
hmm
drunk all the time. That's a cliche.
Oh, there was a lot of
And there was other,
cliches and things
a
in
lot
the
of
movies,
cliches
but
in that
mhm.
whole story. So, you know,
Yeah, I guess
it's
I just felt, I don't know. I just, that scene made me feel a certain way. So I'll
them
live
with
with
the
it. I'll
black,
get
him
over
with
it.
the black, him with the Black Panthers and everything. I'm sorry to mess up your meeting. Like it's
I'm sorry I messed up your Black Panther party.
meeting party. Yeah,
Yeah.
And
So, but
I think now, back then you saw Forrest Gump as being slow.
mhm,
But now today, you would probably think that Forrest Gump was autistic.
probably.
Yeah, he's
But
more
there's
autistic than he is
there's so
slow.
many ranges among the that spectrum. So yeah,
Yeah,
I could
and
totally see
he
that.
was definitely on it. You could say now that he was more on the spectrum than he was,
But the
you
one thing
know.
you could always say is that, Jenny was just
Yeah, Jenny was a slut.
she was just a slut.
Jenny was
Jedi.
trash. Jenny was trash. Jenny was trash. Okay,
She
moving
had a
on.
heart
I
to
put
her.
a lesser known movie on the list because I love this movie
What?
and I love his character in this movie. But That Thing You Do,
I don't know. Is this lesser known? I thought this
I
was.
think it is.
I
Yeah,
would put
well,
this in my top 5. This is in my top 5. I
yeah,
love.
That Thing
Did
You
I ever
Do.
tell you you look good in that black and white T-shirt? Did I ever tell you guys look good in gold?
I think
And
perfect.
actually, this movie is a good example because, well, this is one that he directed, but also if you look in IMDb, there are almost as many credits for him as a producer and executive producer because he's one of these people who has translated his celebrity into like behind the camera and behind the scene roles. So there are movies and documentaries and different things that he has directed. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a great cast also. Next we have a movie I haven't seen. I seen it once a long time ago, and I remember it being good. I don't remember all of it, but I remember it being good. The Da Vinci Code.
Now that feels like 2 hours of my life I won't get back. I thought it was slow. I didn't like it. Yeah.
I remember loving that movie.
I
And I
would
remember
watch
some of the symmetry and some of the things being said in that movie. I remember, like, I really liked the Da Vinci Code.
and okay, hold on. We got to go to some of these comments because we haven't. We'll do. I know we're over time. We started a little late. Hey, it's a holiday weekend. We can stay up late tonight, right? All right. But when we were talking about the old TV shows, Tech Troublemaker saying he loved The Many Lives of Dobie Gillis, which starred Gilligan, by the way, and the Dick Van Dyke Show. Oh, that was a good one too. And see, I'm not the only one on Castaway. So there you go. All right.
At least always sides with you, man. Keep it moving.
But Tech Troublemaker says he was at Fort Stewart watching it with a room full of other soldiers, and we all cried when Jenny died. See, I kind of saw that one coming too, and I always
Yeah, I
wondered.
was more or less like Forrest. You need to get yourself tested. But go ahead.
Oh, you're horrible. That's so horrible. It's horrible. Anyway. But yeah, the Da
So
Vinci
next we
Code, that
have
felt like two
Da Vinci
hours I
Code.
wasn't
Yeah,
getting back, but you
I
liked
like
it.
that movie.
And there were
That
some
was I
sequels to it too. So I don't know
Yeah,
if you
I
saw the
never seen the
sequels.
sequels.
Okay.
But yeah.
Now
Next we have A
this
League
one
of
would
Their Own.
this one would be in my top 5. I would put this one
Yes,
in my top
definitely.
5
Definitely top. League of Their Own.
because there's no crying in
Crying.
baseball.
Crying. Is there a problem here? She's crying, sir.
There's no crying.
She's
baby.
crying, sir.
I think you should give
Like,
these ladies the same respect you give your mother.
anybody ever tell you you look like
But I love. Oh, and you know who the woman is that I don't know if you did. You ever watch Monk?
I never really. I seen a
Okay.
little
Well,
of it.
the woman
Well, I
who
know that
actually
woman played the secretary.
yeah she was Sharona in Monk for a couple
Yeah.
seasons. But A League of Their Own, I would put that one. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead. We'll go ahead to the end, and then I'll tell you what my top 5 would be.
Okay. Next we have Big.
Big. Definitely be in there.
And everyone has been to F.A. Schwartz and tried to dance on the piano.
Is F.A. Schwartz still around?
I don't know.
We didn't get to go there when we went to New York, did we?
I don't think so.
I know
don't
when
think
I
so.
lived there, I went there. And after this movie, you couldn't even get in because,
Yeah.
Big
Yeah, everybody
made
wanted to
F.A.
jump on the piano
Schwartz
and
big.
yeah, everybody wanted to jump on and make a scene for themselves on the piano.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody wanted their moment.
Everybody had to play their
If
chopsticks.
you want a moment from a movie, go out in the middle of the ocean on a door and see if you can save your lover. That's if you want a moment from a movie, try that one.
All right, but Big, that was a
Big.
classic,
Big is
and
a
that was
great
like one of his
story.
first breakthrough roles,
Yeah,
actually.
besides Splash. I didn't put Splash on the list.
Oh, you didn't put
Nah,
Tom
I
Hanks?
didn't. Yeah.
that was Tom Hanks. How could you forget?
I didn't put Bachelor
Splash?
Party on the list either. I didn't put Bachelor Party on the list either.
I wasn't as crazy about Bachelor Party, but okay, all right, yeah. Tech Troublemaker saying FAO Schwartz is still around because so
Still
many.
around,
I mean, we don't have Toys R Us anymore, so I mean, my childhood is
we
just
might as well have
wrecked.
that. Yeah. But Big is also a story of, technically, it's a story of pedophilia.
Well, yeah, if you think about it, yeah, she was kind of fooling around with a 12-year-old, but okay.
Yeah. She was hot. I give him that. She was hot. But
Who was in Big? I can't think of who the
she
actress
didn't
was.
realize, and she didn't know that he was
Elizabeth
really
Perkins.
Yeah. She didn't realize he was a kid until the very end when she saw him walk away after making a wish and he turned into a kid in front of her. And she's looking like, ooh, I'm ugly as with a kid.
There's a Me Too moment.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So on the top, towards the top, I got one more, we got two more. Next we have Toy Story.
And before you get to the top, I have 2 more to put in because I want to talk about that trilogy. But go ahead, Toy Story.
Is that a trilogy really?
It's not.
It's just-
well, it's a trilogy of them.
It's
But
Yeah,
okay,
no.
I'm sorry. Talk Toy Story. Talk Woody to me.
Okay. That did not sound
I think the
right.
only
But
reason
anyway,
I think the only reason I love this movie is because of my nephew and because of his insistence that I had to take him after he had already seen this movie, I'm sure like 5 times. But basically it was like this was George reasoning at like I don't know how old he was, 6 or 7.
You.
Huh?
I didn't see it with you.
I didn't see it with you. So that's how he got me to take him to, I'm sure, like a ton of movies that he didn't need a VHS or DVD player because basically he could get everybody to take him to see whatever movie he wanted. But yeah, he didn't see it with me, so I had to take him to see Toy Story.
Now George, being he's 32 years old, he'll be 33 this year, and Toy Story, he was about the same age as Andy,
Mm.
I guess, when it came out. So George even once told me that he relates to Toy Story movies with his own life. Because by the time they had Toy Story 3 and Andy went to college, that's around the time George was in college. So he kind of relates. Now, me personally, Toy Story 1, I could do. The rest of them after that, it's all the same script.
It is.
At the end, these toys are in a life-threatening situation, and they get themselves out of it because I don't know how they got out of being incinerated that one time in that one movie, but they got out of it. So now I have a bunch of action figures in my room because I'm a nerd, and I worry whether these action figures are coming alive at night and doing stuff to me while I sleep. That's a concern of mine.
That's
So I
really
can't watch
scary.
Toy Story anymore.
Very scary. Although, shout out to the classic toys from Toy Story because, you had Mr. Potato Head, which I guess when it first came out was actual real, you had to, I guess, buy a potato to go with the accessories. And then at some point, by the time we were old enough to play with Mr. Potato Head, it was a plastic potato. But I think when it first came out, it was an actual potato. You didn't get a potato in the box. You just got the stuff to put
What?
on a potato. No, I'm
What in the time?
serious.
What in the time warp are you talking about?
What in the Mr. Potato Head? Yeah.
You
And
sound like the song Patches. We never one day the crops came, washed all the storm came, washed all the crops away. And I became a man that day. We didn't have Mr. Potato Head. We had a potato.
yeah,
And
the
we just had
potato.
to put stuff on a potato.
So you can fact check me. That's the truth. Anyway, let's move on. Get to this into this
I
list
don't
because we're over
like
time.
the weirdest thing I think I've ever you had to buy a potato.
I'm telling you, if you go to the history of Mr. Potato Head. But anyway, Toy Story was a classic. But your last movie on the list was the third movie that this duo had made. And I know the other movies didn't make the list, but I think one of those movies was probably better than even the one you selected. Because again, the first collaboration with Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan was Joe versus the Volcano, was not a great movie, but it holds a special place in my heart only because one scene was filmed across the street from where I worked. I used to work for Colgate Palmolive when I worked in New York City, and across the street is the Waldorf Astoria. So they filmed a lot of movies there. And I actually remember a scene from that movie being filmed in front of my building at work. So at lunchtime, everybody was out gawking and looking out the window so that we could see the celebrity. So Joe versus the Volcano, not a classic great movie, but I had that memory. And evidently the chemistry worked because they were also together in Sleepless in Seattle. And actually it's weird because in that film, I don't even think they have scenes together. Their scenes are very separate. And the only time they are together is for like, I think less than a minute at the very end. But again, Meg Ryan and Tom Hanks, and the movie that you selected at the top of this Tom Hanks salute show is the
You
third
got mail.
You Got Mail. And I don't know, did you select it because you actually like the movie or you just miss having AOL mail tell you that every time you logged in?
A little bit of both. Because I was having a conversation at the birthday party and I said to them, "Oh yeah, I still have an AOL," because they were talking about like somebody had Hotmail, and then we were talking about
Oh
having
my
Gmail,
God, I had a
and I said,
Hotmail account.
"Yeah, I did too," and I said, "I still have my AOL account," and they're like, but that was the same look. They gave me even deeper look when we were talking about celebrity crushes, and I said Whoopi Goldberg.
Oh wait, what? I'm sorry, I'm getting all the sound effects right. They gave you a look like, what you talking about, Willis?
Yeah. Yeah, I still have AOL account, and I still go in it sometimes. And then somebody, so I think George's brother Kevin is like, yeah, it's like this one guy working at AOL. I said, yeah, he's probably sitting there like a damn kitty walking. I wish he'd get rid of his. I wish he'd get rid of his account so I can go home. Like, yeah, he's doing it again. Like one guy in the AOL office going like, God dang on kitty walking. I just want to go home. When is he gonna die or something? He's still got his account open.
That is too funny. Oh my God.
But You Got Mail, I think it's cute. I like romantic comedies.
Mhm.
And I think this is one of the, besides the one with Michelle Pfeiffer and George Clooney, One Fine Day. I think this is one of the best romantic comedies I've ever seen. Very classic. And I think my best scene, the funniest scene out of this movie, is includes a young Dave Chappelle. And I think that was one of the funny because he goes to meet her and he sends Dave Chappelle to look in and see if she's cute. And Tom Hanks is the best looking guy in the world, so whatever you get, man, you should take. But he was seeing if she's cute, and he's telling me she's beautiful. She's got to be. And he's like, and Dave Chappelle looks and goes, "Oh yeah, she's beautiful. Yeah, I knew it. I knew she was." He goes, and Dave Chappelle looks like, remember that girl that owns the bookstore, the shop around the corner? Yeah, Kathleen Kelly. What's she got to do with this? And Dave Chappelle's like, well. If you don't like her, you ain't gonna like this girl. And then he goes up and he sees this Kevin Kelly and they're standing in front of the store. And Dave Chappelle looking there, he's like, what you gonna do?
That's priceless.
I can watch that scene on repeat because it's so funny. You ain't gonna like this girl. What you gonna do?
Yeah,
Like,
Dave Chappelle has a way of turning a phrase, but that movie is a remake of The Shop Around the Corner,
around the
which
corner,
was
yes.
is a classic Christmas movie. And again, they had Sleepless in Seattle was such a big hit, but like you said, they didn't really have scenes together. So was the chemistry real or just imagined? And I think You Got Mail kind of proved, hey, wait, they do have a chemistry. I would love to see them just like Meg Ryan and Billy Crystal reunited for a commercial. I would love to see them reunite, maybe for a fourth movie. But maybe that's why we don't need American Pie 5. Maybe you should just leave well enough
no,
alone.
I would do it. And I also want to say one more thing about Tom Hanks before we cut out.
Okay.
Personally, this man is a real G. I would tell you this because I remember seeing a clip of paparazzi getting too carried away with his wife, and the pictures are kind of like, and he snapped on this paparazzi dude. I was kind of scared for the paparazzi guy because Tom looked like he was about to go to war for his wife, and I love every minute of that. He looked like he was about to snatch somebody up.
And
I
he has
would
had
love
the
to
same
see-
wife since 1988. Rita
Yeah,
Wilson.
he's one
been
of
married.
the longest. He's got a long Hollywood marriage. They've been married for like 30-something years. Him and Denzel both have long marriages in Hollywood, which is hard to see.
And probably because they left the Diddy parties early.
They
I'm sorry. I shouldn't have went there. Why'd I go there? Oh my God,
trying to say Beyonce and Jay-Z ain't gonna be married long. Huh?
Hey, not as Solange is in the elevator with him. Tech troublemaker Roy, he has had his Hotmail account since 1996, rocking it old school. I had a Hotmail account. I don't even know if I know the password anymore.
I don't know the password to mine. I know I think I had
an
one.
AOL account too because I was KY.
No, there was another one. I had AOL. Was it Hotmail or something? There was another site that
was it Yahoo Mail?
Yahoo. I had a
Yahoo Mail, yeah. Well, actually now because we had bellsouth.net before it went to AT&T, but I still have a bellsouth.net email address, but I get the emails under Yahoo. It's a whole mess. But I had a Bell South I'm sorry, a Yahoo account. And yeah, anyway. iCloud, I don't know, all the things. I had a mail.com account at one point, and who knows? Who knows? Anyway, we're
well. You talking about Mr. Potato Head being a real potato. I'm surprised you ain't got I'm surprised you ain't got a homing pigeon account.
It was.
I remember when we had to do homing pigeons and send mail back and forth. And my homing pigeon sent me the Mr. Potato Head pieces, and I had to grow my own potato.
You need to let it go.
I had to grow my own potato to play with the pieces of the Mr. Potato Head.
I like my Yahoo account, but now I
The
think
pieces,
everybody is Gmail, or at least you need a Gmail to have a YouTube account. So
and the pieces
they've kind of
for
taken
the potato
taken
head
over.
came on the Pony Express.
Hey, that was hey, you know what game I used to like? Barrel of Monkeys. We used to have a set down at me mom and Pop-Pop's house. Remember Barrel of Monkeys where you had to hook the
I do
monkeys?
remember Barrel Monkeys, and
Oh, you know what the best game was? Trouble with the Pop-O-Matic. Oh my good. I'm sorry. I'm going off on another tangent in another show. We
yeah,
we need to get
do it
out of
all the
here.
time. Do it all the time.
I do it all the time.
I try to bring you in, but I
I'm sorry.
it's okay.
Sorry. Well, it
Barrel
was your
Monkeys.
fault we went on
Look
a
down.
Diddy tangent.
I
I
know.
didn't do it. Diddy did it.
Well, no, I was trying to cut short the Diddy tangent. You kept going.
I'm
All right.
fascinated
Well,
by it.
next week we're not talking about.
Diddy. or
Well, we
didn't
we
he?
might update Diddy briefly, but if something good happens this week,
We'll put
but
Diddy on it. We'll put a timer on. Just give me 2 Diddy minutes.
we'll set a timer. Diddy click 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 click, and we're like, that's what we'll do. We'll set a
put
timer.
a Diddy timer on, and
Yeah,
then
yeah, we need
yeah.
time for Diddy. But next week we'll be reviewing.
Unless we get some explosive testimony, though, Kenny. I mean,
Yeah, I know. Yeah, we have to talk about that.
yeah.
But Mickey Dolenz is still alive. George Wendt is still dead. Diddy is still in deep trouble.
Oops, sorry. I didn't mean to clap for that. I'm sorry. I thought that was the laugh.
Don't
button.
waste your time with Castaways on Tom
Castaway
Hanks
was
movie.
good. It was a good movie.
Okay, and don't waste your time with Castaways. And next week we will be talking about the TV show Family Ties, which was Michael J. Fox's big breakthrough TV show that led up to him doing Back to the Future. And one of my favorite roles that Michael J. Fox did was American President.
Oh, he was good in American President. My favorite has to be Back to the Future, the first one. But yeah, we'll talk all things Michael J. Fox I'm sorry, not Michael J. Fox, but Family Ties. Theme songs and all, because there was a couple different versions of the theme song
Williams
as well.
and Johnny Mathis.
But there was a different version when it first started. But we can talk all about the theme songs, all about the show, all about the cast. Take a look at where they are now. Next week it'll be Family Ties. And for this week, we thank you for hanging out with us for, again, just shooting the stuff for an hour or so. Actually, we're in the 90-minute mark almost.
I know.
But you know what? Tom Hanks has a big catalog, so you can't just
we only have an hour, and you keep adding movies and adding stuff.
yeah. And you know what? Coming up, and we'll put a link in the community post because I'm not sure when it will be, but we're supposed to be on the VHS Club again. I think talking about Grease 2, which I would have to watch because I think Katie might have us down to talk with her about Grease 2.
All right, give me a date and I'm in.
Okay. Alrighty. I'd actually have to watch it. And actually, she had someone on talking about Grease, the original Grease, who actually is a fan of Grease 2. Yikes. Maybe the two of you guys should be on. Because I don't get it. But anyway, thanks so much for hanging out with us. And as always, we're here Sunday nights, 9 p.m. Oh, no, I'm sorry. We come on at 8. It's almost 10. 8 o'clock on a Sunday night as we record the podcast live with our studio audience. Thank you so much for hanging out. And as always, in parting, we wish you love, peace, and pop culture.
God bless your soul and keep living peace.
Kathy and Kenny here to say, pop culture running every way. Music, TV, movies,
Thank you for geeking out with Kathy and Kenny on Kathy and
Join
Kenny
us for
Explain
a
Pop
blast
Culture.
tonight. Sister and brother rocking the flow, sharing all the things you need to know. Kathy and Kenny always in the mix. Pop culture Kathy and Kenny.